Saquon Barkley, Antonio Gibson, Latavius Murray, Kadarius Toney, and Kenny Golladay are poised to be questionable for their Week 7 matchups, and sit-em calls will be affected in a scarce week all around due to bye weeks and injuries. Get the latest updates before ahead of all your early fantasy lineup decisions. For news on ailing late game players Rob Gronkowski, Damian Williams, Dallas Goedert, Alex Collins, go here. For all the latest fantasy news, follow us on Twitter at SNFantasy. Week 7 Fantasy, Sleepers, Busts, sit-em update. Barkley missed practice again on Thursday. Barkley, ankle, was out in Week 6 and did not practice Wednesday of this week. His injury timetable was set for a few weeks, so it would be a surprise if he is ready to go against Carolina. This might turn into a Christian McCaffrey situation, where he tries to tough it out but ultimately ends up on IR. That's something we should be monitoring moving forward. Even if he does play, his expectations should be set somewhat low in a matchup with one of the league's best defense against RBs. Additionally, it's tough to think he'll get a full workload. Devin Booker will once again start for New York if Barkley is out, and even though he handles almost all of the work, has our RB19 in standard and RB18 in PPR. It's a rough week with a ton of players unavailable, but it's tough to rank him much higher. It's a simple concept: a backup airbay with a poor offensive line against a top-notch run defense does not usually equal fantasy success. Week 7 PPR rankings: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, D/ST. Kicker update: Gibson returned to practice on Thursday. Gibson, shin, did not practice Wednesday. However, this will be the third straight Wednesday practice has missed, and he has yet to miss a game. That said, the shin seems to be getting worse, and his Week 7 availability seems more in danger than previous weeks. He exited Washington's Week 6 game on a few occasions and was ultimately ruled out in the fourth quarter. We'll have to watch this situation closely, but he might be trending on the wrong side of questionable. If Hess out, J.D. McKissic is a top flex option in PPR leagues. We know the volume will be there in the passing game for him, at least. He is startable in standard leagues too, but Washington likes Jared Patterson, and he might take a decent portion of carries. If Gibson is in, we rank him as the RB6 in standard and RB8 in PPR. Again, McKissic becomes attractive in this case. You probably don't want to start Patterson yet, but Hess worth stashing if this becomes a lingering issue. Week 7 standard rankings: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, D/ST. Kicker Murray, ankle, didn't practice Wednesday. But it's too early in the week to have an idea if he'll play against Cincinnati. Either way, Hess tough to trust in your lineups, as this Baltimore backfield is trending toward being even more of a committee than we expected. Devontae Freeman and Le'Veon Bell both joined Murray on the scoreboard against the Chargers, and each guy carried at least 8 times. Murray was the overall touch leader, but even if Hess active and banged up, the work could be split down the middle again. However, Murray does carry the most upside and will be the guy to dominate touches, if anyone. If active, Murray is our RB30 in standard and RB33 in PPR leagues. He feels like the only playable Ravens airbay at this point, but Devontae Freeman should get some consideration if Murray is out. Week 7 DFS lineups: DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo update. Toney missed practice on Thursday. Toney, ankle, did not take part in practice Wednesday, as Hess expected to miss 1 or 2 weeks of action. If Kenny Golladay, see below, plays, he looks to be the number 2 option in the offense at this point. With Toney out, it should be another game full of Sterling Shepard targets. The Giants' offense has struggled this year, but Shepard still produces solid fantasy outings, especially in PPR leagues. With the consistency Hess shown, he should be viewed as a near must-start. More Week 7 DFS, best stacks, best values, lineup builder update. Golladay missed practice on Thursday. Golladay, knee, was another DNP on Wednesday, and his chances of playing this week look slim to none. His timetable was set for 4 weeks when his knee injury happened, so he could remain out beyond this week, too. Again, wheels up for Sterling Shepard with Toney and Golladay out. Shepard is our WR20 in PPR and WR22 in standard leagues. The targets and receptions will be there, and a touchdown could make him a WR1 on the week. Dante Pettis saw more targets last week with Toney hurting, and Golladay and Darius Slayton out, but it's tough to trust anyone other than Shepard.